So staying consistent after sports, you need to find and clearly define that new purpose. And I think it's big rocks, big foundational pieces, your deep rooted, long term reasons for staying in shape, your why for staying healthy and showing up. What are the most important things to you? What's your foundation for why you continue to exercise and push to be your best self? Just some things for me that I've found that, again, when I was questioning post athletic career, what my why was for training and clearly defining why I wanted to keep showing up. And these are things you can write down or think about, but I think it'll save you from just either going through those waves that we talked about or just showing up to workouts every day, but not being excited or motivated or enjoying it or even seeing the purpose behind it. Some big rocks for me that I've developed over the past few years, post athletic career, just some different things. First of all, competing with myself. Like I said, all of a sudden go from training with a group of people to all of a sudden training on your own. And I think a big piece that gets lost in that is not being able to compete against other people. I think that's a huge motivating factor as an athlete. That's why we do it. We love to compete and stack yourself up against others and try to be better than them, try to outperform them. And then when you lose that post athletic career, you don't have those people to compete with. That's something you really lose. And so a big rock for me is just competing with myself. How can I be better than I was yesterday or a month ago or a year ago? And luckily I had that foundation already from golf is a great sport for that, especially pursuing that as a side hobby in college while after not playing it after the high school career ended. And so it was a pursuit to figure out how I can better my swing and figure out how I can shoot lower scores and just compete about against myself to be the best golfer I can be. And that kind of translated over to weight room and training. So tracking progress in certain lifts or sprint times, mobility, body weight, whatever it is, just having tangible goals that I can compete with myself against and chasing personal growth, that internal motivation rather than those external things or doing it for other people or for as an athlete, you want to perform for a crowd and then all of a sudden it's just you. And so you have to find that internal thing and not losing that competitive fire, just reapplying it in a different way into competing with yourself in those various ways. So big rock for me, competing with myself. Another one, training for longevity and just quality of life. I think for me, I still have that competitive fire when I do things where I do get to compete with other people, whether that's playing pickleball or basketball, golf, still playing against other people. Whatever that is, I want to be able to still do that at a decently high level and pain free and not thinking about how much my body hurts or how tired I am or how weak I am. I want to be able to do those things, not just in my 20s, but in my 30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond. Being active for life and being a competitor for life and just being able to, when I want to do something active, just being able to do it without any second thoughts in my brain or anything holding me back or just not making it as enjoyable. For our athletic career, it's only up until 18 years old for many of us, or 22 years old. There's not many of us that go on to do it as a professional, but that's such a short time span in life. That's 20 to 25% of your life. But think about the other 75% and what you want that to look like. And this is more so from a movement perspective, but just overall quality of life. There's so many positive effects that come through exercise. I think it's important to think about that other 75%. With in today's day and age, most of us tend to live for a very long time. So what do you want that to look like? And not thinking about just today, but years and decades ahead. What do you want that to look like? And what kind of activities do you want to be able to enjoy not only today, but also beyond? Yeah, just training for longevity and quality of life, another big rock. I think another one from more the spiritual side, like faith and being a good steward and treating your body as a temple and honoring God through movement. Our bodies are a gift. We only get one of them in this lifetime, and how we treat it is a huge deal, in my opinion, especially if you're a Christian. Being a good steward with what God has blessed you with, our bodies are fascinating in so many different ways. And if we just treat it like trash and it ultimately leads to not operating how it's supposed to, I think that impacts our quality to live out our purpose and serve others better and just be the overall very best version of ourselves and who God created us to be. We miss out on that potential when we treat our bodies in a poor way and we stop staying active. So just recognizing your body as a gift and not taking that for granted and honoring God by being a good steward with that. And again, I think that translates to other areas of life. If we can be a good steward with that, we can be a good steward with other things, our time, our money, our resources. And so just practicing that in all areas of life is super important, and just maximizing your potential and striving to be the very best version of yourself. Another one for the last big rock, just like self confidence, self esteem, and energy levels. For me, I've like post athletic career, I realized how much more productive and energetic I was on days that I trained and how that kind of suffered when I didn't train. And that can be maybe it's the caffeine or whatever it is. It can be a lot of factors, but I just whether it's the hormones that get released or just knowing you did something tough that day or whatever it is, I've just always found my days to be better when I get that morning workout in and then just being more productive and energetic and just a better version of myself throughout the rest of the day. And then confidence, whether that's in body image or just how I feel about myself, I can be more confident and productive and just a better version of myself when I train consistently and strive to be the best version of myself, whether that's certain qualities, strength, speed, mobility, or physique, or whatever it is, just striving to be the most confident and best version of yourself and getting that workout in and just the mental side of that, being able to boost your energy and self-esteem. It's such a mental boost when you know you're consistent and productive and do hard things on a consistent basis. Huge mental boost, and I think mental health is something that a ton of people struggle with, and I think there's a lot of factors for that, but one of them is definitely not having a consistently active lifestyle, and, exercise is, again, the ultimate magic pill for not only so many health conditions, but our mind, our brain, and so making those it doesn't have to be a morning thing, but just making it a consistent habit to continuing to show up and train. So many, um confidence, self-esteem, energy, just overall mental health boosts that come from that.